We are in Russ's own car, the Ford KA. Okay, cheers for that. We're on top of the line, just left on the inside.
Just left on the inside.
We are in Russ's own car, the Ford KA. Yeah, leather interior.
It's KA Sport, mate.
KA Sport, all the mod cons here. So Russ, anyway, it's time for get you ready for your test next week. We've already met up once, and if you want to look at Russell's first video, click the link below the video. What's the main aim today? I know you've been away.
It's basically we go over the things that we went in over last time, but you know, in the car that I'm going to do the test in, so that I've got the right feel for it. I did go out, I practiced a couple of the manoeuvres the other day, and it actually went a lot smoother than I expected it, seeing as I've been ill, so I've not really driven a lot the past couple of weeks since the last lesson, and everything you said seemed to stick in my head pretty well.
That's good. That's what I want to hear.
Just a little bit of polishing and all the rest of it. It's slightly differences, like the full lock in this car is a little different from the full lock in yours. So parallel parking, I mean, your car I managed to just, you know, the 1 o'clock thing and back worked really well.
Right.
In this, I don't know, I've got to go to like 1:30, 2 o'clock and then reverse back, and I was practicing it in a car park as opposed to on a street. Now, I think parallel parking, you've definitely got to do it on a street, so you've got a curb to go into. I didn't know whether I was overshooting or anything like that.
Got you.
So it's more of what we did last lesson, of just polishing off the manoeuvres and stuff like that. I'm fairly confident on the free driving part of the test. That's what I've been doing most of the week over in Coventry. Following a sat nav's no problem for me, but the manoeuvres and just the final little polishing points to make sure that I know everything for my test, and I'm going to be good for it.
I'm guessing from what you said you want to look at parallel park possibly with a priority.
Parallel parking. I wouldn't mind trying an emergency stop in this one because the brakes are very different from yours. Oh, that is sharp.
Right. Okay.
And I just wanted to get that one better. I tried it yesterday, but in a car park you can't really get up to speed to try it at a decent rate. So, and yeah, I think that's about it. I've been practicing reversing into parking spaces a fair bit more, and that seems to be going okay. But I'm probably still going to want to try that a couple of times whilst we're out.
Have you found incorporating some of the stuff that we went over as fell into driving quite easy then? Has it made a difference, do you feel, with some things?
It has. I'm using the handbrake a lot more in situations where, you know, like just hill starts and stuff like that. So I was into the habit of just holding my foot on the brake, and the handbrake, it just looks a bit more professional. Is what was it? POM?
Prepare, Observe, Move.
That was the one, yeah. And that, it looks really good, so that's how I want to be on the day of my test, so I'm trying to reinforce that. If you can just say POM to me every now and again whenever you see me, like, you know, not getting...
Maybe I'll prompt you, I'll ask you what system you're going to use.
Yeah, it's the whole... It's just the idea that I'm already sat in position, and then moving off is all just one movement, whereas at the moment everything that I'm doing is, even though I'm doing everything, I'm doing it this, and this, and it just looks a bit more skittish, you know?
Yeah, okay. As we're going through then, I'm presuming you'll want any feedback at all?
Yeah, absolutely,
about
everything.
Any parts you're driving that you could improve, okay. And at the end of the lesson, what would you like to have achieved?
Just to round off my confidence on the manoeuvres and everything like that. I mean, they're the bits, they're the only bits that I'm worried about for my test.
Okay.
And to be honest, after the practice that I did yesterday, I feel fairly confident.
Yeah.
But that's me judging myself. I much prefer your eye to judge me, you know?
Alright, got you. Right, it's a bit of a new experience for me in another car. Obviously, I've met up with you before, so I've got a fair understanding of your driving. And I'm reasonably confident with it, so otherwise I wouldn't be sat here.
Yeah, right. You've lost the controls.
I've lost
I've
lost the controls down here. I'm going to be reaching for pedals,
it's alright.
Or hopefully I'm not.
It's alright. It's a couple of years and I've still not crashed yet. So
good. Worst case, I mean, I might need to, you know, handle the steering wheel or take control.
It'll be fine. I'm fairly sure.
But yeah, just so you know.
I appreciate the trust, by the way.
Yeah, it's not something I'll do willy-nilly, but yeah, I appreciate because you're going to take the test in this car, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to do what you normally do and get my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you set yourself up, I guess you're already settled, and we'll get going. I'll give you directions in good time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Where are you thinking we're going to go?
I think we'll head down with the way that car's just gone onto the main road. The end of the road, we'll turn right, please. Try and have an update, you know, in your centre mirror, you know, when you come out into the new road.
Oh, right, yeah.
Do you remember what we said that was for last time?
What, the centre mirror?
Yeah, just
checking anything behind you. I can't remember specifically what you said though.
Seeing what's coming up. Did we miss something?
Right.
Is it coming up close? Is it actually about to overtake before we speed up in the new road? Because if we sped up and somebody's speeding up past us, what could be the end result? Say, for example, this bus here.
I mean, if they try and pass to this point, they deserve everything that's coming to them.
Yeah, probably so, but we won't want to speed up. So
no, of course not.
So you wouldn't speed up, basically. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Then he's balmy, isn't it? And he's deciding to do that.
Mate,
but I've seen some strange things.
Coming back from Coventry, seriously, if I'd have just been like 5 meters ahead on the road, this guy would have just, I'd have crashed and it would not have been, you know.
Go ahead at the roundabout.
Yeah, I saw some crazy stuff.
So before we change speed at all, centre mirror.
Yeah.
For the same reason, so we know what's behind.
Yeah, just to make sure no one's too close and that I'm not breaking into somebody.
Yeah, we're going to take, I believe it's the next road on the left. Yeah, next left, please.
This one here.
So for the new road, it'd be centre mirror, right mirror. Use best judgment with that, right? If it's near impossible for somebody to overtake us and park vehicles,
right?
Then you know, just check the centre. And just for an update, so you're always aware of what's behind, what's around.
Yeah. It's a fair point. I've got to get into that habit more on smaller roads.
Yeah.
And then on 8 roads, dual carriageways, I'm doing this all the time. Because I'm expecting people to be coming up and overtaking all the rest of it.
Yes.
Don't expect it on these roads as much, but it's always good to check, right?
Pull up on the left before the BMW, please.
That's a BMW, yes?
Yeah, the black one. Sorry. Well, I don't feel as nervous about my wheels.
They're my wheels.
Yeah. Do you want me to, when we get driving, almost give you some guidance for, I don't know, 5 minutes continually so that you get an idea of when I would check my mirrors?
Yeah, please. That's fine.
That'll give you a bit of stuff to get on with. I was thinking we could use the car to practice the parallel park with the black
This
car in
one?
front. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Are you alright with that?
Yeah, no problem.
It's similar to what they would do on the test. Similar sort of road. Don't worry about the driveways, the purposes of where you pull in.
So just imagine that this is a curb and...
That's what the examiners will say
That's
to you.
fine.
Just imagine it's all a raised curb, just for the purposes of this exercise, okay?
Okay.
Are you alright with everything? Go over anything? Yeah, okay. Now, just a quick one. When you reverse backwards, and notice this off your driveway and just there, do you remember where we should be looking in the main? That's it. Do you remember the reason for it?
The covering blind spot. Let's guess. I can't remember.
It's the direction that you're travelling in.
Right.
So basically, I know you only moved a little bit, so again,
I was
best judgment.
Here.
Exactly.
But
if something's coming from that driveway, from that side, that mirror only shows you straight back.
yeah, fair one.
So it would be walking or coming towards you and you wouldn't see it coming.
That's the key. You wouldn't see it until it's actually behind you in the line of where you're going to hit it.
And you'd hit it straight away before you have time to stop.
Very good point.
So just be mainly looking there, with occasion, every so often with glances all around the car, really. Just as a general thing when you're reversing. Okay.
Cool.
So what I do is I work round from the right, I start looking backwards, and then it's prepare, observe, move again in reverse, and I'm looking backwards as the handbrake goes off, and I stay looking there.
Right, okay.
And then just keep updating all around. Right. Anyway, back over to you.
Yeah. Sure if this is the best route to do it on with all these parked cars actually, but cool.
I think it's okay, it's good in practicing. It's not a major busy route.
This one's slightly longer. So... yeah.
Okay, cheers for that. So, the only thing really is checking your right shoulder before you start. You checked it when the car swung out. When you moved forward again check all the way around before you start moving.
Okay, yeah, no,
You know,
it's just, it's a good habit to get into, absolutely.
For this forward bit. Apart from that, it seems okay, a bit quick, which I think is why you couldn't do it
I noticed that straight away that, it was too quick.
If you look at the black car in front, do you see how it's tilted? It's not flat, is it?
How do you mean?
If the road was, if you look over at
you
that
mean
road,
with the camber of the road?
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
So you're aware of it. So identify camber firstly, and think to yourself, well, that's going to make me go even quicker than I would usually. The fact that it rolls downhill as you come backwards.
I didn't even think about that as an effect. Of course, yeah.
Because it does it as an
That's
effect.
fair, yeah.
Even if you put the clutch down, it's still going to
It's
would
gonna
roll
free
down.
roll, of course.
Yeah. Unless you bang on the brakes, but so. Just think about that really. In terms of the manoeuvre, it was about to hit the curb, I think, but you kind of stopped it. You knew where you were. So if I was an examiner assessing that, I'd think, well, he knows where he is. He stopped it, took control, and we've parked. So really, in effect, it's fine. Just remembering to look all the way around before you start moving again. I once had somebody fail for that.
Really?
Yeah, just not. So the place the person picked to do the actual test, this manoeuvre, it was a left reverse one that was still in around the corner, and this place was ridiculously busy.
Did they not do left reverse anymore?
They don't do it anymore.
I've been practicing that.
That and turning the road. I think we discussed it last time.
Yeah, we did. I just couldn't remember which ones.
But it took about 10 minutes. It was ridiculous. And the one time she just forgot to check her right shoulder, and he said that she didn't check her blind spot. But she was constantly up to date while she was waiting, so I kind of disagree with a fail. to make an issue of it, raise it, yeah, but
criticism,
to fail somebody,
yeah, but to fail's a bit harsh.
I felt for that situation, it was a good 10 minutes trying to just to move a couple of foot.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my advice to you. Apart from that,
Fair enough.
just watch your speed.
Yes.
And
No, I
that-
want to try that again, actually.
All right. It's not sitting in reverse fully, is it? I used to have that on my last car, that noise. It was a slightly older car. So before you start moving,
Yeah.
that's it. So
I didn't actually know whether I caught the bite point.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That's what I was testing.
do a test before you actually move. If you lift that up, bit more.
That's
more.
it. That's
Oh.
the bite. Exactly. It doesn't change my bonnet level like it
Doesn't it?
does yours. Yeah, I was testing this the other day.
But still, you can feel that, can't you?
I can just... It's
So you definitely got.
there.
Because if
Yeah.
it was that thing, if it was that noise, it'd be
Yeah,
spinning.
yeah.
It'd be something that wouldn't be right underneath. Anyway,
Sorry.
so yeah, so prepare, observe, move, but in the reverse, and looking in the direction of travel as you reverse backwards, the way you're travelling, as you would when you're driving forwards, directly on the back screen, with occasional forwards glances and door mirror glances, right shoulder glances, for example. Depends how long you're going to reverse back, but that's a
Yeah.
general pattern.
Just head on a swivel is what I've always done in terms of...
Yeah. Give your head a wobble.
Yeah. Only, yeah. One of the things it did say online
Yeah,
is
good stuff.
that if
God, the visibility is excellent in this car. I can see all everywhere.
I do like my little mup. Oh. Yeah. Mess that up a little bit.
Okay.
Not perfectly lined up, but
Is there a reason you go forwards rather than keep reversing backwards?
whenever I'm parallel parking, I'm imagining I'm doing it in between two cars.
Okay. All
So
right.
I'm trying to do it in the shortest space imaginable because that... I don't think... They might be cruel enough to ask me to do it in between two cars on the test, so I always try and... That's why I don't want to reverse foot back too much.
Got you. I think I mentioned this to you last time, but they'll never ask you to do it in between two cars, ever.
Right, okay.
It's always one car and 2 car lengths distance behind.
Oh, in that case, I'm fine then. Yeah.
So you could be creating a lot more work for yourself. They just
Got
want
you.
to see a basic level of... They're not looking for real
yeah.
proper tight parking, because some people who go for a test just couldn't do that. And they'd be crashing all the time. Right. So I would look to keep reversing and do your adjustments in your left mirror with the left side of your and just, you know, if you want to get a bit closer, do that as you're going backwards, because you are going to have to reverse again anyway, aren't you, to get out here?
Yes, absolutely.
It's not wrong. You'll be fine on test with it, but I would just probably go further.
Yeah,
back.
no, you're right. It's making extra work that's not necessary. Yeah, in my head, it's always just been do it in a small space, but
That's probably done you good.
yeah.
Yeah, so... Did you... I was happy with the speed, were you?
I was happier. It was still a little quick to start off with. I was focused.
Yeah.
I was mentally going. No, slow down a little bit. Slow down.
Yeah.
And then it screwed up the turning. I did a full turn that way, and then I overturned to compensate when I was straightening up against the 1 o'clock. And I'm not entirely sure how I did that, or why I did that.
It doesn't matter.
Compensated for it, so that's fine.
the point is there that you knew you did it and corrected it straight away.
Yeah.
So it's really it doesn't. I mean, if you weren't aware of it, it's an issue then, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Cool.
So yeah, you should be fine. Was you a little bit late checking the right shoulder with the car swinging outwards on that one? No, proper shoulder check when you turn to 1 o'clock.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I didn't even think about the fact that I was literally just swiveling my head round to keep it on a swivel. I wasn't even thinking bonnet's going to come out, so I have to check.
Because what could be passing us?
Because actually I can't see bugger all from this side. I can't see out of that window. Oh, I've got to go like that.
Yeah.
And a bicycle. That's the answer.
Could be. Yeah, yeah. And you wouldn't hear it come.
No.
So just have a look with intent.
Yeah.
Actually think about what you're looking for as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right then. Let's get from this person's driveway. And are you all right with this now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where would you be looking when reversing?
Well, I didn't realise I was reversing. No, that was the camera of the road. Got me again.
Because I wouldn't release handbrake till your feet are all ready and you know what you're doing.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I've done that.
Prepare, observe, move. Just keeps ultra tight. You know, you're on a hills and stuff. You'll always get it. You'll always be ready and no roll back and whatnot. Okay.
That didn't feel right.
What's that with the steering?
Yeah, but that was my own fault because I was concentrating on looking in the right directions and not thinking about where my wheel was at the beginning of the manoeuvre. I wasn't expecting myself to be turning.
Right. Keep having a look back forwards, which you did do. But do you know what? You know, because you're adding in these extra obs, it's going to require more time to think about the other stuff. So the only way to manage
Slow down.
Exactly. We talked about it last lesson.
Yeah.
And when we started getting it in there, everything kind of allowed things to happen a bit more. It's fine though. Everything's okay that you've done so far. It's nothing serious as such. So shall I give you a talk through on the mirrors as we get going? Okay, so sorry to interrupt your video there. I just wanted to offer you something a little extra. If you're looking for new driver insurance, we have got a list at the bottom of insurers who specialise in new drivers, okay? So I just wanted to offer you a little bit extra value. If you are looking for new driver insurance, maybe you've got your test coming up and you're just thinking about, well, who am I going to get to insure me? Well, probably the best way to look initially is to compare many. We've got some companies that specialise in new driver insurance as well, so just take a look, click the link below the video description. Anyway, back to the video. Hope you're getting some good value. Cheers.
One thing, they did say one of the requirements to take my test in this car is no engine lights on. No warning lights.
Yeah, I don't think you're even allowed amber ones anymore. Is there any warning lights on it?
There's an amber warning light on my engine, yeah. But I know what it's for. Yeah. And it's benign.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Like, it's literally, there's something to do with possibly my catalytic converter or my exhaust. Yeah. It's basically not being as green as it should be. Yeah. So it's showing up as an amber warning on my thing. Yeah. Like, how much of an issue is that?
Well, I know they've just changed something regarding that, and I don't think, I'm not sure that will be okay.
Fair enough.
But I know you can't turn them off on some cars. They'll go off for a day and they'll come back on.
Yeah, and that's basically the thing. If I go down to the Ford garage over in, I want to say Solid. Yeah. There's a bloke there and he'll attach a computer to it and he can trick my car into not seeing the fault for a day. Yeah. Yeah, I've come across it myself. What I would do is get in touch with the DVSA or the test centre that you're going to have your test with. I can't get hold of the test centre, unfortunately.
Probably ring their customer services and speak with them, because that's the best way to do it. Right. You could find the information on the Gov website. I'm pretty sure that would be an issue at this point in time in 2018. before it was just some lights. Good stuff. Yes, I'll probably get on that ASAP really, so you know what you're doing in regards to it, because...
Well, that's going to be the rest of my day, is basically figure out what the crack with my test is.
Yeah.
And what I have to do to prepare for it. Car-wise and all the rest of it, because I might need to book a new test.
Turn left at the end, so centre mirror, and then left mirror. Take the next road on the left after the church.
College Street.
That's it.
Oh, you are liking your speed bumps today.
Yes, I know. So centre and left mirror for that one.
Oh dear.
And then in the centre mirror, anything followed us in, anything overtaken to the right side, then we know it's safe to speed up. So if you can try and get them in before you speed up, ideally. Again, when it's safe and when it's useful. Sometimes it's fairly obvious that nothing would be, you know.
Fair enough. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Pointed it down to do the manoeuvres, and I couldn't actually see very far behind me.
Electric mirrors. What year is this?
It's no 4 reg.
Okay.
Don't know what that means though.
2004.
Oh, is it right?
Yeah.
It is that simple.
Yeah.
Got
yeah. So that one will be 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. So you've already done your mirrors for that one, or you're up to date?
Yeah.
So any hazards then, we'll just have a check in the centre mirror, like this car here, so a quick check in the centre. Because if it pulls out, it'll cause you to change speed, won't it?
Yep.
If any of these doors open, if there's anything at all that's suspect, in the centre mirror for an update to that car. Any hazard, just like the hazard perception test.
Yeah. So it's literally just...
Because then if you do need to slow down, you've got knowledge of how and who and what's going on, and you make an informed choice, and hopefully to give them more time ultimately to react. So I'll just keep reminding you about bits and bobs like that, just for the first part.
No, please do.
So we can see the next hazard now.
The ladder.
The ladder, yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
It could be, couldn't it? Let's hope it ain't a windy day. So yeah, easy enough, it'd be a centre mirror check. And you know your car best in regards to these speed bumps, so just do what you'd normally do with them.
Yeah, I mean, I've still not properly figured out these speed bumps, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think this one should be good. No.
Some of them are a bit narrower,
More
aren't they?
over that way, yeah.
And you can miss them with your tyres, some of them you can't.
Well, I don't know how true this is, but someone once told me a rumour that police cars have a wider wheelbase, axle base, so that they can go over these without going over them.
I don't know, they look like pretty standard cars to me.
Right, that's what I've always thought, but bit of sense that in a getaway or in a chase they could just not slow down for them.
I bet them X5s they use, them big BMWs, them 4x4s, I bet they would. I bet they'd miss it. Well, you wouldn't feel it anyway. But in them little Astras,
but no, I'm still like...
So you're going to ease off in a moment, aren't you, for the speed bump? So, go on, what are you going to say?
What? I would just say that I've not quite figured out how to do these yet.
I wouldn't be braking.
You wouldn't be braking?
Definitely not. I'd just ease off the gas later.
This is the complete opposite to how I was told.
Yeah. So keep your speed up here. Ease off gently here. Don't brake. Power back on there. That's what I would do.
Alright.
I wouldn't be slowing the traffic down too much.
Yeah. Alright.
So I'd ease off, no braking, back on the gas. Sort of power off there.
Hey, I'm liking that.
Can make it smoother. Turn left, sorry. It was gross with the speed.
It's alright,
Good
it's
mirrors.
okay.
Well done. Right, so what are we checking now?
Things I have already checked.
Good stuff. Alright, I'll leave you with that then. With the new roads.
That's good. No, yeah, I mean, feel free to keep reminding me though if you see me not doing it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, speed bumps. What I was told instead was brake into them, and then when you go over them, get off of the brake, and then the momentum from releasing the brake pushes you over them.
I've never heard that. It sounds complicated.
It's what my dad does.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds complicated, but it is.
Fair enough.
Alright. Can we go straight on the mini roundabout? So, centre mirror, left mirror.
Do I need to signal here?
Yep.
Do I?
Yep.
Seriously?
Well, it definitely shows to them that you aren't in the wrong lane. You are definitely coming ahead, and they can crack on with confidence.
Yeah, I guess.
Particularly if
never ever indicated at that roundabout before. No, never even thought to.
Would it ever confuse anybody? Could it? For signaling?
No, because there's this. It can only mean the straight on.
It can only do good.
Yeah. No, fair enough. That's a good argument.
It's not. Look, your positioning will give a strong confirmation and a lane choice. To be honest, but I'd feel a little bit better if I saw a left signal as well.
Yeah.
I'd probably stay in third and power around the corner if I was approaching on the other. You know what I mean? Whereas I might drop to second thing.
Right, yeah, because actually I've been coming from the other way, and just because they're in that lane and all the rest of it does not give me the confidence. No, you're absolutely right.
They could do anything.
Yeah, you're totally right. But if they've got their indicator on, I might even think, why are you indicating on this island? You have less confidence in you now. We don't know.
Possibly.
But yeah, no, it can't be mistaken, so it can't really be bad. No, I get it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
If it can be confusing, don't do it.
Yeah.
At this roundabout, we'll go ahead second exit.
Alright, so it's train station.
So before we slow down, straight in the centre mirror. Awesome. So you've covered all your mirrors for the new road as well.
Okay, that's cool. So roundabouts and stuff, I do that naturally. Because as I did that, that's something I've done every time I've gone over that roundabout.
You'll know what's following you off, won't you?
Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
also know what's at the side of you before you steer off the road.
Yeah. But I'm not into the habit of doing this from side roads yet, that's all. Alright, that's cool.
And we'll go to the same place in regards to the car park just so we can get stuff done.
Alright,
It's
cool.
two-bay parking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine.
So we'll turn left into the car park on the left and then the roundabout. So just proceed with caution round here. We'll practice in the same kind of area as we did last time, Russ, if that's okay.
Yep.
Try and look out for all road signs this time and try and keep everything legal, if you like.
10 miles an hour is barely legal.
So we're looking for an in section.
Yeah, I got it. I'm not making that mistake again, don't worry. Someone's had fun.
What, oh, with the
tyre marks on the ground.
Looks like it, yeah. Trying to avoid the yellow boxes. Yeah, well, this bit's disabled anyway, so we'll go.
Fair enough.
We'll go. I mean, you could drive through here, so going round and round. I would. I think I would. And then turn left after this black car, and then we'll be in the section that we need to practice in then anyway. Right. So, just bring us. Is there anything behind us?
Nope.
Just bring us to a gentle stop here, if you don't mind. First, I'd like you to pull forwards into a bay.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you just recap that.
Wait, just talk you over it?
No, just well, unless there's anything you want to talk over. If there's not, just show me what you'd normally do to pull forwards into a bay.
Alright.
The way you would come in is you'll probably be driving and you'll just choose a bay. You won't necessarily stop and then move forwards.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any bay you like, right or left. Don't forget the left shoulder as well. Yeah, before you move up.
Oh, right, yeah.
Inside, aren't we?
Not sure on your side, to be fair.
We're on top of,
yeah,
but we are in. So
right.
For a test, that will be okay. It seems okay, really. I mean, you know, on the driving test, look, and this is the thing. They're not looking for ultra perfect. They're just looking for a basic level of competence and well, safety. Really, is the main thing. So was that dangerous? Was it? No, not really. Cool. But all I do before I start moving is check all the way around.
Yeah,
the possibilities
I
are endless.
These, I didn't go over my left shoulder. That's a fair one.
There's a bike paths, and there's loads of. In fact, West Park's loads of bike paths over here. People come through the side of the car. So just before you move, have all that knowledge, really.
Yeah.
And again, before you're steering, little check. Make sure nothing's at the side of you, the way you're going to go in. So the way you created some space, bit of turning space, that's needed. So that's good. So yeah, I mean, based on that, that's okay. Things aren't going to be the way I would teach if I taught you from scratch. I understand that, but that doesn't mean that they're wrong.
Right. Yeah.
So if you could reverse out the bay, because that's the other part of the exercise,
right,
to follow one-way systems. Yeah. So think about that before you start reversing. Think about the speed in which you reverse out and where you would be looking when you reverse out and where you would have looked first. And then the next thing is we'll come round the car park and position for a reverse park once you've done that. God, the visibility is excellent. So before your front nose of the car swings that way, have a good check of that right shoulder. Just because it's one way, does that mean people...
No, because people are morons. I was genuinely more concerned about the children behind me there.
Yes.
Else they took up
completely
90% of my concentration.
Completely understand.
Which isn't a good thing, is it? It's not, no. I know it's good to prioritise children and safety and all the rest of it, but 90% of my concentration was a bit too much.
You know what? Yes, you're right. Right? You know what you should have done? Just paused momentarily.
Just let them go so I didn't have to worry about them.
That's what we're looking for. Yeah. Just pause. Don't necessarily stop, but bring it to a very near stop. Let them get out of the equation and then proceed with caution. That's really the real answer there.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're right in what you said, yeah, and that's the answer. So any car around you that's questionable, any person, yeah, respond in that way. Make sense?
Yes, no, absolutely it does.
So bring it to a pause, consider stopping. Anyway, so yeah, reverse park into one on the right or left when you're ready. Keep up to date with behind as well. Because you might need to give a signal if you do stop somewhere, for example, so they know to come past you. Or...
What's he going to do? Oh wait, he's just going to... Alright, I'm going to go around there.
Okay.
Just so that I'm not bothering this bloke.
Again, before you start moving, check all the way around.
Yes. You're going to come around. You're going to just follow me.
I would pull up on the right, pop a signal on, and he'll pass. That's it. Not too much though. Only because this is wide enough for 2 cars. Anyway, keep the right signal on. Keep it on. Right, as soon as you pop that on, look, she's passed. Okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have come so far in either. That's unnecessary. It's like you're being a bit submissive with that there, you know.
I didn't really know what you meant by pull in, to be honest.
Just stop on the right, because this is wide enough for 2 cars. This. It's just that it's one way, so it gives people time. So it gives people the space to steer in, you know, like that turning circle we talked about. Because if you come with your left tyres left of these white lines, steer left. You could get a car through that gap there, couldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And an opportunist, somebody that's eager to park, they're going to take that as soon as they see the space. All right. Just how I would do it, it's just my advice.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Might be right, might be wrong.
That's in ish.
Okay. Alright. So are we on top of the lines or just left of them inside?
Just left on the inside.
Okay. Right, clearly you can just look for something, and you can, what I've seen from you is you don't necessarily work from the reference points, and you can just eye things up and deal with it.
Just know the shape of my car, yeah.
Yeah. And that works. That's what most people do, and that works for you, and that's right, really. I think you could just do with to get the accuracy a bit better and to make an adjustment sooner, to be a little bit slower, to give yourself a chance to look around in different places while there's still time to turn and make a correction.
Right.
For example, so the first time you did the parallel park, for example, you sorted it out in the second one.
Yeah.
You're a bit slower. Maybe coming in forwards, you know, before you steered left, bit slower, having a bit of a look, just timing it, just judging it, waiting, and now. Because, and same with this, because what I see is that you're more or less, the car's rolling and it's rolling regardless. It's not dead fast like it was a bit quicker the first time I met you.
Yeah.
But it is going, and I would be on the clutch control, so every time you have a look somewhere else, whether it be this mirror or this direction,
dip the clutch so there's no power on it.
Exactly, so that while you're travelling, while you're looking at other things other than where you're travelling, you're not missing stuff.
Yeah.
That's the way I manage it personally. So them little nudges on the clutch, up to go, down to slow.
Yeah.
Up to move a bit, down to slow. And when it slows, it'll roll to a near stop, and then I'll probably pick it up again and go up to go. And a little bit down to slow, that kind of thing. So I just think you might benefit from that.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like, it's just, because even in that, I was a little fast to begin with, and as a result of that I didn't actually achieve full lock until I was halfway through the manoeuvre. Right, okay. Which is now why I'm on this side of the bay rather than the middle.
Yeah.
A little bit more time, a little bit of patience, and that would have been a lot smoother or better.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because the other thing was, when you were coming backwards, a lot of your focus was on that side because of what you've just said. You're a bit close to that side because of that, and you didn't look where you were going, left shoulder. So if somebody were coming from this corner towards the car to get in that door, or
right. If they're pedestrians or something like that, you're quite right.
Wouldn't have seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know it wasn't that long, but people could come from anywhere.
No, absolutely. And I want as few things that an inspector can pick up on as possible. So these are all good good things to tell me, for sure.
The right shoulder check was a little late, again, I think for the reasons that you just said. And I was just about to say it and you just checked your shoulder. Because the front nose had well swung out. So if he was walking past, just trying to get to his Passat there or whatever, we could knock him off his feet or whatever. Some people don't think, do they? Oh, there's a car with white reverse lights on. I'll just walk behind him.
Some people really are morons. It's
yeah.
surprising that there's 7 billion of us, to be fair.
Apparently so, you're right. Yeah. There's no point in us keep going over and over, except I've not trained you from the beginning.
Right.
You just want an overview, don't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
And I mean, if you want to make notes...
Little bits... I mean, I think I've got it.
Yeah, okay.
I was, like, the only thing I was hoping to get was little reference points, like, for example, the reversing into a parking space.
Okay.
You line your mirror up with their mirror when then you put full lock on. Was that? No, that was parallel parking. Sorry. Put full lock on, go to 1 o'clock, then go back and line it up. Once that lines up with the curb. Now, our cars have different full lock and they are different shapes and sizes. So the reference points you gave me in your car don't work so well in my car. But but after what you've just said about knowing the size of the car and all the rest of it, because I've been trying to figure out reference points for myself, and then I can't really figure them out. But I still seem to be able to be, parking each time.
Still do what you need to do. Yeah, I think at this stage of the game you could complicate things.
Right.
I think the real thing is giving yourself time to, number one, see something, number two, assess it, decide on it and then act on it. And if you're travelling too fast you can't do them things.
Yeah.
You might see it, but will you have time to act? You probably will act and then it'll affect something else.
Yeah.